Hey, what's going on everyone? This is K Collections and today I'll be doing a review on the Fate Grand Order SPM Sega prize figure Saber Sakura, or Sakura Saber. My bad guys. Here's just an overall look on the box. Very neatly designed, and if you guys don't know what this is, it's basically a prize figure that you find in, I believe, a amusement park or a claw machine. These are prize figures that you could win. So it's not really a scale figure like you would see from Kotobukiya or Good Smile Company. The quality is a lot lower. Relatively cheap figure. I believe I bought this online for about almost $30, including shipping. So, a cheap figure, but yeah, let's take a overall look at this. Alright, so here's the figure out of the box, and to be honest guys, I really like this figure. It looks freaking awesome, especially for a $30 figure. Now detail and sculpt work, of course it's not on par with traditional scale figures like I mentioned already, but still very, very good. There are some flaws that I'm going to point out, and as far as the height, I believe it's about a little above 8.5 inches, or if you think about scale wise, I do believe this is a 1/8 scale or 1/7 scale. I'll do a comparison video a little later, but she does come with a few accessories, or only two accessories really. Her signature katana, which you could tell it's not the best quality, and I'll go over that a little later, and her scabbard. And she does come with a clear base that you could detach. Relatively easy as well. Nice logo of Fate Grand Order right there. And yeah, let's take a closer look at her accessories. Alright, now let's talk about the two accessories that I mentioned earlier. She does come with the katana and the scabbard, and they're not the best detailed as far as figures go. Let's talk about the katana first. Well, first off, you cannot insert the blade into the sheath. That kind of sucks there, but most scale figures you could. Again, this is a lower quality. This is just a prize figure, so just keep that in mind. And let's look at the detailing for the blade. It's not the best, as I already mentioned earlier. As you can see, the blade, the sharp part is silver. It's not even chrome. I know most scale figure, it's more of a shiny metallic. Sometimes it's chrome coloring. This is just, I guess, plain silver, if that's the right word to use. The back portion, the black painting, is pretty sloppy. It's what's the right word? Inconsistent. Right, as you see, it dips down a little lower here. It's not very consistent at all. The guard part is more of a bronze color. Let me try to focus my camera. There we go. It's more of a bronze color. It is sculpted pretty decently, not bad. And I guess the best part about the sword is the handle. It is individually sculpted, the diamond portion. So it looks very nice there, and it matches the guard in terms of color. And here's just a closer look at the paintwork. And it's not even smooth, as you can tell from the sculpt work. I do not know if you can see on camera, but there are little bumps on the edges of the blade. So it's not smooth at all. So a big issue there. Now let's take a look at the scabbard. Pretty simple here. It's just painted all brown. There are some black, whatever this ribbon is called, or this rope, or my terminology for weapons are really bad, so I apologize in advance, guys. But it's sculpted nicely, right? Individual linings, and the end pieces matches the color of the guard for the katana, so there is some consistency there, which I like. Right here is sculpted. And same thing with the blade. There are little bumps all across the edges. It's not smooth at all as well. Literally when I rub my finger and thumb across the scabbard and the blade, you can feel bumps all over it. So in terms of quality, kind of poor there. But I mean, you get what you pay for, and I just trust the scabbard. And remember, this isn't a scale figure, it's just a prize figure, so you can't expect it to be one of the highest quality ever unless, you're paying for a higher price point for this figure. So let's talk about the face first. As you can see, the paintwork for the eyes are really beautiful. If anything else, that's the best part of this figure. there aren't any issues with it whatsoever. It's almost on par with, I would say, scale figure quality. It looks beautiful. And everything else, it is a little sloppy. Let's talk about the hair. You can see a huge seam line right there, and this portion of the hair, they clearly just glued this piece on top of it. I wish they kind of hit that a little bit better, but I mean, it is what it is. And what I like most about it is, as you go down, there's more shading, a little darker coloring towards the bottom, which looks beautiful. As you can see, sculpt issue right there. Overall, it's a little rough. The ribbon looks great as well. I love that. It has some curves and wrinkles. Some folds to make it a little bit more realistic. Some nice lining here, or sculpted linings. So overall, the head is it's decent. The eyes are the best part. The mouthpiece is. Her mouth isn't too bright or anything. I've seen I guess other price figures. There you go. Oh man, I'm really struggling trying to focus this camera. There you go. Her mouth coloring is pretty decent. Like I said, mentioned earlier, that a lot of price figures, it's a very bright pink. This one looks just right for me. And I guess let's work our way down to the clothes now. What I really like about it is, for the clothes, there are a lot of nice wrinkles and curves and foldings all around. And you can see another seam line right there. So clothing looks good. Good separation of colors. Because as you can tell, there are some shades of pink and white mixture, if that's the right word to it. And as far as I can tell, the coloring is accurate with this character. So I like the combination of white and pink. Let's go to the lower half. Her dress, or whatever it's called. I like that they sculpted lines right here. Nice folds. Her ribbon, or for her waist, nicely sculpted as well. No issue there. It's a little bit of a soft plastic, so that's a nice touch to it. Let's look at the back half. Nice folds here. And lastly, I'll take the stand off. For her shoes, I know the peg right here looks a little ugly, but for her shoes, you can see that the shoelaces are sculpted, so that's a beautiful touch to it. Good detailing there. Some folds and wrinkles right here. And yeah, let me just reattach this. If you haven't seen it already, I'm sure I showed it. It's just a clear stand with the Fate Grand Order logo or title on it. And it's easily pegged. There's no issue with it. So overall, yeah, I actually really like this figure. Let's talk about her hand. This part is sculpted as well. Good paintwork there. There's no issues with it. And here's the other side. Alright, now let me just put the sword and scabbard back into her hands, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So some final thoughts. I really like this figure, especially for the relatively low price point. I mean, if you think $30 is expensive, wait till you see the other PVC scale figures. They're pushing $150. So you're getting an excellent figure. Of course, I would recommend this for those who like this character or like variations of Saber. If you don't, then I wouldn't really see why you'd be watching this video. It's not like I don't appreciate it. Thank you guys for the views, but I assume you're watching this to see if you want to get this figure or not. But I definitely recommend it for $30-ish, like I mentioned already. That it's a great figure. It has a decent size to it. It's a little bit above 8.5 inches, from what I could tell. And I'll make a comparison video after this, or a comparison with the Kotobukiya Saber that I already reviewed. And it's about a 1/7 scale figure, right? So decent size. The sculpt work is, to me, is good. It's not the greatest thing in the world. but it's definitely good for the price point. There are issues with the accessories, like I mentioned, like the bumps and paintwork are huge concerns, but as well as the seam lines and some of the sculpt work on her hair is a little rough. But other than that, it's almost a perfect figure. The paintwork for the eyes are excellent, almost as good as Good Smile Company or Kotobukiya quality figures. So I definitely recommend this figure if, like I mentioned already, you like this character or you like variations of Saber. Now, before I end this video or this review as a whole, I'll just compare it with some of my other figures. So here's a comparison with a lot of my other scaled figures. This is the Kotobukiya Saber that I already reviewed, so check it out. And this is a fan favorite, a Saber Lily from Good Smile Company. This is the reissue one. I haven't done a review for it yet, so be on lookout for that. And the back is Dark Magician Girl. Also reviewed it, as well as Asbel Lant from Tales of Grace. And you just see the size comparison. It's definitely up there with the same, with the 1/7 scale. No, of course it's a little shorter than the Saber because of the base, but it's taller than the Saber Lily. And again, for $30, great figure, right? If you can look past some of the issues that I mentioned already, go buy it. If you can't, then I'd say save your money, right? However, there aren't really too many figures of this Sakura Saber. There is one from, I believe, from Good Smile Company, a 1/8 scale, but that's way too expensive. Last I checked on eBay, even on Amazon, it's pushing $250. More so, I guess, $200 to $250 if I remember. And there's another one. She has a different outfit, Aquamarine 1/7 scale figure, which is being reissued. It's coming out, I don't know, I think end of this year, and it's also expensive as well. So if you're looking for a cheap figure with decent quality, or I would say good quality, definitely pick this figure up. And as always, guys, if you like what you see here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I always love the support, and have a great day, guys.